What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Team Storm Circus live video. Today on the left side here, we're going to have Speedroids going up against, on the right side, Yubel, a deck that's getting a little bit popular, but not for the reason you guys think about. We're actually going to get new support in the upcoming set, as well as the Legends of Battle Hidden Arsenal. We're going to get some new Yubel cards in there as well. Going to be like a formal negate, and we have a Super Poly right now, essentially Super Polying the entire board for the Spirit of, or whatever, the Yubel Love and Thunder, whatever it's called. Before we dive into the like, comment, subscribe, we're going to be seeing Speedroid. We're going to start it off with a summon out of a Unicorn. Unicorn is going to be a good level 7, for a level 3 tuner. Go into a copy of Barone. It also lets us get an additional body on the field with being able to search for that birth, which can then, when you do get it off the field, you can actually summon it back out with the birth as well. We're going to see a Daiko Duke being summoned, normal summoned here, which can let us go directly into that copy of Barone. Summon number 3. Quite nice. We then have the birth that we can bring back out the Speedroid Unicorn. And if we have a card Turbo, we could summon itself out, or a copy of the Speedroid Takitomborg. Those do essentially the exact same thing, especially out because we have a wind. And then we can actually summon out a copy of the Piper. Piper will be able to activate its effects to be able to essentially draw one, going to be excavating the top card of the deck. And we are going to be, or 2 cards of the deck here. We're going to be revealing a copy of Takitomborg and the Trap. The Trap is going to be a better graveyard card, but we'll be adding that to the hand. We could potentially see that being set and then Barone popping it, potentially, but we're going to go into a copy of the Rubber Band Shooter, then activates its effects, banishing a copy of a level 7 for cost here. This is most likely going to be revealing a copy of the Double Yo-Yo, as well as the Speedroid Terratops. We are going to be thinking on this, potentially having a copy of like Double Imperm. But we're going to be going for that Double Yo-Yo, not negating it. And then we're going to be able to roll a dice here and randomly choose one. And they are going to be choosing the better option, being the Double Yo-Yo. We will be able to normal summon it out to do the secondary effect of the Rubber Band Shooter, going for that double normal, which is quite nice, being the Terratop on the field. And then we can activate the Terratop effect, going to be able to search for a copy of the Turbo here. Card Turbo, going to be able to be an additional extender in the hand as well. We love those free cards. We're going to be seeing the Diamond Duke or Die Duke, going to be able to summon out the copy of the Dice from the hand. Then we can synchro summon into a copy of the Cork Ball, which is going to be able to reborn out both the materials. Very nice being able to use, Metal Marsher, but on steroids. We're then going to go for a copy of the Fast Wing. This is going to be a nice card as well. They're going to synchro summon with it, being able to bring it back. Then going into the bigger guy here. I'm not actually sure what this one does, but it's like the Infinity. I think it's like a spell and trap negate. I'm not too sure, not too familiar with the Speedroid deck. We do have the card Turbo to summon itself out as well here. And this can potentially let's go for a copy of Pegasus maybe. Then we're going to be setting 2 cards and just passing on this. Will we see no, we won't see an Imperm Nib. I was going to say maybe we'll see an Imperm Nib, but we did not. So we have an Omni Negate, and then I believe a Spell and Trap Negate. We're going to see a Pot of Prosperity going to be activated here. Quite easily enough, you can banish the card that you need. I know they are playing the package of like the burn cards with Libre, but we're choosing a Super Poly here, and that is quite frightening. Holy. You imagine getting a top deck and seeing the Super Poly being hit. If we can get a form of Yubel on the field, we can actually Super Poly the board and wipe everything out. You can't even negate it. Just going to be able to just use everything here. So now they have a choice of, do they want to Super Poly now, which they are going to be doing, sending a Yubel, going for that copy of the negates, which is going to go for a copy of the Mud Dragon here. Quite an easy way to get rid of those negates. But we see a bunch of decks, being able to play through and also get hit with Super Poly. And then we are going to be able to add a wind from the deck, which is going to be a copy of Droll and Lockbird. We do have the gates in the hand, which we are going to be activating. And then we're going to be seeing this search for the Dark Beckoning Beast, I believe is its name, which is level 2. I know some people were playing this in Sprite at some point, but it has now found its home in the Yubel deck, which does have it has a lot of similarities to Makonko. For anyone who has ever played the Makonko deck, you guys would probably like the Yubel deck. It's also not really good right now, but it definitely gets significantly better with the upcoming 2 sets, the Battle of Legends, as well as they get a Squirming Mummy, I believe, which is essentially just a Shavara for the deck. Kind of disgusting. I most likely will be picking this deck up. I do love me some Dark Fiends, as well as I do love me a Shavara, which I will be calling Shawarma. And if I get the call the card Swarming Mummy, I'm going to be doing that too. So we're going to be thinking here about our next step. We're then going to activate to summon back out a level 0/0, sending the copy of Prosperity to summon itself out. Yubel has an interesting effect that, none of them, you don't take any damage, and then you can inflict damage to your opponent for that kind of stuff. So it is kind of cool. It's the same kind of way that Makonko does it. But we get to summon out the Beckoning Beast. And there's no way we just pass on this. I'm not sure why we set a card. We're going to be seeing the Duke banishing the Unicorn to then bounce back the face down. Okay. During the end phase. And then we're going to be seeing the Beckoning Beast send itself. And we draw for turn. We're going to see Mud Dragon here, I believe, calling Wind. And we have Imperm and the other one set. I'm not too sure what the back row is, though, of the Speedroid player. But they will be able to summon back out the Unicorn off that birth. That duplication going to be essentially just free there. I'm also getting rid of that back row, which is kind of nice. It was the Yubel Trap card. You're going to be seeing the Pegasus send the spell. Birth's going to be summoning out the copy of Unicorn here. I'm not sure that we have any plays. We're going to activate the copy of the Rubber Band Shooter, banishing a 5 here. So which can be a 2 and then a 3. You most likely only play 1 copy of the Yo-Yo, therefore we have to roll. We're going to choose the Terratop, which is pretty nice for us. We can then normal summon out the Terratop using our additional normal, which you can just use. You can declare it, and let's be searching for a Tacky Tomborg, which can then summon himself out as well here. They drew into an Imperm, so that's going to be a quite nice card in the crackback if we do get to get rid of their opponent's board. But unfortunately, it's not going to be able to deal with the Yubel right now unless there is another Imperm face down here. And chances are we don't have a way to get into a second Baron. We're going to be banishing the duplication, summoning out the token, and then we can actually synchro into a 10. Or going for the Kite Drake. Kite Drake will be able to destroy all monsters on the field. Well, we're going to go then for the Tacky Tomborg. So not choosing to destroy. Going for that Duke. Then we go for the Pinball Dude. Banishing the Duke. Summoning out the Cork Shooter. We then synchro into a copy of the Crystal Wing. Banishing the Card Turbo to gain the 600 attack here. I wonder if, does Yubel activate? We're going to see the Pegasus attack into the attack here. And they're just going to scoop it up there, realizing it's going to be too much. I think that the Yubel might just activate, and then we can't. That's what is the issue here. I'm just going to check it. Tap the read Yubel. Never thought I'd have a time where I would read Yubel. It says, this card cannot be destroyed by battle. You take no battle damage. For damage calc, when this card face-up attack, which is monster attacked by an opponent's monster, inflict damage. So it does activate, okay. Equal to that monster attack. So it's going to activate. You just going to negate it, and then negate its effects. Yeah, and then Crystal Wing lets you, I believe, once per turn, when another monster effect is activated, you can negate that activation if you destroy that monster, and if you do, this attack gains the destroyed monster original attack until the end of this turn. If it battles a level opponent 5 monster during damage calc, you can gain attack equal to it for that damage only. So yeah, they just negate the effect there. I think maybe Kite Drake also negates. I'm not even just sure. Kite Drake, negate all the face-up effects. So yeah, so we got someone onto the field, negated all the effects instead of destroying all the other cards, and then they ended up being able to just attack and take the game there, which is pretty interesting. You know, having a blanket copy of Dark Ruler and more, and still being able to inflict damage is quite good. But we're going to be seeing the Yubel deck going to be choosing to go first. We see them opening up double trap, maybe even triple trap with a nib in the hand and passing on that. That is not the hand that you're looking for from the Yubel player there. We're going to then see a Marble being normal summoned. That's just not the greatest. It's going to get activates effects, getting hit with the Imperm. And then we're going to be seeing them special summon out the Tacky Tomborg, having that extender, going to be able to then use the effect going into the Duke. And then we can link away for the copy, or synchro even potentially, depending on what we really want to go for. I think we also see another Duke in the hand. I could be mistaken though. We're going to go for the copy of the 5. The little pinball dude. And then Card Turbo can summon itself out. We then can go into the copy of the Crystal Wing. And we have Ash and Droll in the hand as well. This is the importance of hand traps this format. You know, we're going to be seeing them everywhere. We do banish the Duke to summon out the copy of Speedroid. Then we're going to summon out the copy of the Pinball because we do control a Speedroid tuner. This can then go into a copy of the second Crystal Wing. So having double Crystal Wing here, which is pretty crazy. Going to be able to battle phase. And then we have a nib in the hand, but there's no point of activating the nib due to the fact that, you know, it'll be able to negate, and then we'll be able to take the damage and lose. You know, going to be able to gain the 3,000 attack. And we just see them scoop up here to the double Crystal Wing. And very unfortunate, you know, opening up those hand traps and including a trap card as well is not the greatest. Regardless, hopefully you enjoyed watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see more content like this. Don't forget to stay safe. Peace.